Straight away you could see his potential as a coach.
It's the biggest game of the season for the lads.
And the referee blows the full-time whistle.
Over the last 2 decades, AFC Bournemouth have produced one of the greatest footballing stories that the professional English game has ever seen. A club born through community, a fan base built through belief, and bonds strengthened through adversity. "81 seasons played in the bottom 2 tiers of the Football League, with just 3 spells in the second tier. Plunged into administration in February 2008, surviving a 17-point deduction to remain within the Football League. In just 5 years, the Cherries would rise from the depths of League Two to the heights of the Premier League. An achievement unmatched in the history of the English pyramid. 8 of the last 10 seasons have been spent battling amongst England's elite. A decade of growth and progression on and off the pitch, opening a new era for AFC Bournemouth.
The new training ground was 100% the right thing to do at this stage of where we were as a club. We'd obviously had, as a first team, had some real positive experience in the Premier League previously, and as an academy we were trying to support the first team as much as we can. Now this transition's been made where we've built the training ground with money that the first team have made by getting into the Premier League. The academy's now in a place to support that first team even more and more and more. So we're really pleased as an academy. However, I think for the first team, once the first team move over here and they see what the facility is like, it will really change the culture and the ambition of the club even further to go, okay, this is great, now what?
Just being at our own spot is massive for the club, but also it's down for some of the boys who's been here for a long time to also remind those kids about the journey that the club's been on. Not to take it for granted just because we have a new training ground, a new facility now, that the club has come from hard times and they're in a privileged position to go forward now and take it on even further.
It's always good looking for tomorrow, but you've got to make sure today is right and you achieve today and you remember what you've done in the past.
It's going to be the first time where we're all going to be based at one site. So we're under the one roof. We'll be next to the first team. The 21s and the 18s will all be in the same offices, where at the moment we're on split sites, which provides its own challenges at times, but the fact that they can see the first team, they can see where they can get to, but now it's up to them to work as hard as possible to really try and make that next step. And I think all being on one site will be, really exciting for everyone. So in terms of the staff, so collectively as a group we work very closely as an MDT. So it's myself and Junior who are obviously the coaches for the group. We have a goalkeeper coach currently, Jamie, who's with us. Then we have Nathan, the sports scientist, so he obviously looks after the physical progression of all the players. And then also Chris Hicks, who's our physio. We work very closely on a day-to-day basis. And we also have AJ as well, who's an analyst who's full-time with us as well. So he does a lot of work in terms of going back through opposition and reviewing games, and then collectively prepare a game plan going into the game.
So, if the ball is with Sonny, oranges are in possession, blues, right, just come and be narrow against Sonny, blues, come and make the pitch more like...
The main aim for the under-18s, fans would probably expect me to say win the league and win the FA Youth Cup. For me, it's probably just giving them a whole variety of experiences that prepares them for their career. We love the FA Youth Cup because it gives them the experience of playing in first team stadiums, which they don't usually get within their games programme. And it also gives them the opportunity to play against clubs that they might not play against. So the main aim of the under-18s is learn the game and have as many experiences as they can within that. That transition of becoming full-time students to full-time footballers is definitely the biggest challenge for that group. they get used to it in their first year. By their second year, they're used to it, but also, obviously at the end of the second year, they have an impending decision about whether we take them through to the development squad. So I always see it as a really enjoyable year for the boys, but it goes quickly and it is high pressured.
So for us, it's like a normal working week for them. So they're in 5 days out of the 7. Generally across the board, we try and sort of mirror it as close as we can to what a first team environment would look like. So we're trying to prepare them for first team football.
I think we've had a really good start to the season in the league. Been very competitive this year. I think we can transfer that over and have a good cup run as well. I think it would be good. Take that into obviously a competitive game under the lights and just see how far we can go.
Success in the Youth Cup for us is just about all the different experiences we can provide them. You look at last year and they had the opportunity to play at the Hawthorns, St James's Park against a Category 1 Newcastle side, and then play at AFC Wimbledon's ground against Tottenham Hotspur. So is what the Youth Cup's all about.
When I was a 17 to 18-year-old, played in the FA Youth Cup. First year that we played for West Ham, which was great. Played at Upton Park twice, which was brilliant in front of fans. In terms of who we played, so we played Charlton the first year. One of the players was Harry R, obviously I know very well now. Played with him here for a number of years, good friend of mine. So yeah, some good players within it as well, for sure.
This is why the Youth Cup is the best under-18s competition for us, because every team we play against goes as strong as they can. You're playing against players who will end up at the top level, so that experience lives with players forever.
Yeah, the FA Youth Cup is pretty much the same format as the FA Cup, so it includes all the qualifying rounds and obviously the first, second and third round proper, which we as AFC Bournemouth come into. So yeah, it's pretty much as close as you can get to the real thing. I think first and foremost we want to just see the boys showcase themselves in the best way possible with a really good performance. If we can get a good result on the back of that, then that's brilliant. But and then of course we'll try and progress through the competition as much as we can.
This season, the Young Cherries start their FA Cup campaign with a home tie against Ipswich. Another chance to showcase their exciting growing ability.
Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up, get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to the top till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trips. Give me the loot.
In life, you've got to be grateful for people around you, your friends, your family, and also being grateful for what you do every single day. So today, we're going to give a performance that we're going to be proud of, and we're also going to do it for our friends and family, and we're going to do it for them. Let's go to work, boys.
Come on, boys. Let's go, boys.
Does eventually come through for Harold William again, plays the ball back, takes a deflection and the Cherries take the lead. And it's Charlie Stevens with the opening goal. It just seemed to open up for him, and look at the joy on the Cherries players.
It's a strong start, but against a fellow Category 2 outfit, the next goal in this game could be crucial.
A little flick on there from Morga. And Ipswich Town have found an equaliser. Morga's attempt hitting the post. It left McGann stranded in the Bournemouth goal. Bournemouth 1, Ipswich Town 1.
The away side's equaliser leaves the tie back in the balance with half-time just moments away.
Ball to Charlie Stevens. Out now for Merritt. Back to Stevens once more. Ball in for Johnny Day. And what a goal that is from Bournemouth. Fantastic play from the Cherries. Bournemouth have got themselves back in front just before half-time.
An entertaining first half sees the Cherries lead, providing a chance to regroup and refocus.
Well done, okay? Just a couple of things we're just going to touch on, okay? Just to be mindful of, okay? The setup from the goal kick. When we're back with you, Hayes, as this plays through, just have a little look at your eyes. Tell me where we decide to play when the ball is here, okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to build centrally, okay? Does that make sense? We want to try and find that one to build central, okay? Now, when the ball gets higher and it's on the top line, if the ball is on the left-hand side of the pitch, okay, so coming down Mez's side, all right? Josh, you've gone all the way in. Mally, you then probably become the one who's going to deal with the 10 in that space, okay? But fellas, well done. How good would it feel if we finish off this performance coming back in here in half for 45 minutes? Let's go, fellas. Come on, let's go to work.
Oh, the ball's thread its way through from Josh Salmon there. What an effort that is. Church looking for an instant reply, and they find one as well. Come on, Johnny, and it gets on. Yes, come on, Mal. Come on, Mal. Yes, buddy. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and AFC Bournemouth are into the 4th round of the FA Youth Cup. Players all onto the field in celebrations. Cherries making it through to the 5th round last season. It's a 3-2 victory here this evening against Ipswich Town. Come on! Yes! Yes! One! Fabulous night here at the Silver Lake Stadium.
As soon as the final whistle blew, lads were falling on the floor, lads running off the bench onto the pitch, so great emotions, but the lads really had to work for it.
That's what the FA Youth Cup brings. It brings those moments, especially and that's what you're working so hard for. So I think, as we said to the players throughout the week, when that final whistle goes, that's what the relief of, and earning those sort of, earning the win and getting through to the next round. And it's brilliant to create those sorts of experiences for the boys, and it's, as we always say, it's so important for their development, and I'm sure it'll be a night they never forget.
Meanwhile, back at the Performance Centre, the under-16s have been preparing for their national finals, with an opportunity for one of the club's previous academy graduates to showcase his growing abilities, this time as a young coach.
Sam's obviously joined us into coaching staff only at the back end of last season, so he started coaching the under-9s. Having come through the academy, he's someone that we hope will be a good coach for us in the future. His understanding of the journey the boys are going through, because he's done it himself. So for us, having him around and having him in our coaching pathways is unbelievable.
Yes, boys, very similar to like we did yesterday. A man on each cone. This is where we need to be really quick, slick with our passing, because we want to take their midfielders out of the game. Once we've done that and played wide, that's your trigger as the overlap, as the fullback. Suddenly you're in the game. If Joe gets alive and he gets on the ball, what would you be thinking? Definitely, can I see that nice change of pace in the final third? Don't want this practice to be one-paced. Ideally, we're slow, we speed it up, play through them, get the overlap in, yeah? We'll go again, another minute and a half. We'll change it. Yeah, same thing, off we go.
So my role at the club is under-16s assistant. So I work with Rick and Diogo, Rick being our lead coach, and yeah, working with the under-15s and 16s group, which is now come together and try and help the boys throughout the season.
Yes. Good. There we go, that bit's quick. That ball into JB's a quick one.
Things have obviously changed a lot at the football club since I was a 15, 16-year-old. So, just the venue that we're here at today, the work that's going on with the training ground, and it is streets ahead of where we were. Portable floodlights here, there and everywhere. Still great coaches and great people working at the club, which is, I think, is still here now with the club. You really feel that same community that the club's got. I think I started playing football at probably 8 or 9 years old with my family and cousins, and then ended up playing for my local team Broadstone. And it was actually Matty and Danny Holmes that then scouted me, and I came into AFC Bournemouth at around 10 on trial. Obviously, spent a couple of months here and really enjoyed it, and football became a little bit more serious from that point on. And then I think it wasn't until maybe the 13s, 14s that things started to get a little bit more serious, and I was offered my scholarship quite young, which then, you know, you suddenly feel as a young player that potentially you go and achieve something and really go after what you want, which is obviously to become a professional player. Once I left school and came in as a full-time, you know, professional, but still sort of 16, 17, we were a League One club, and quite quickly, within 2 or 3 years, it was almost unfathomable that we'd be a Premier League club at that point. Yeah, from my point of view, it was an amazing experience to be able to see that firsthand. And I think a big part of my journey in football was some of the ups and downs of some real highs and some really difficult moments with injuries, you know, throughout my career. And that's led me to my coaching role now. So I definitely look to try and help the boys as best I can, and that's with the positives and the negatives. Obviously the Real Madrid fixture was a very special moment for me and my family, and you know, you go from playing school football to then playing against Kaká or Di Maria or Gonzalo Higuain. You know, they are generally players that, as a young, impressionable player, you would watch on YouTube and you would follow their fixtures and you would idolise them. So it was quite surreal to share a pitch with those players in that moment. So as much as that game was a very special occasion, it always was something that sat with me when I was younger, that it was only a friendly, and you know, I wanted to be a footballer. I didn't want to be a player that plays in friendlies. I'd like to go and make my mark on football at whatever level that was. So I obviously broke through at a young age, you know, had a lot of exposure at a young age and got a really good amount of first team experience, and then spent big chunks of time injured on the sidelines. So I definitely would say the lows of the injuries are things that I've learned from. Obviously they shape you as a person. They've been difficult for me and my family. All of those moments have probably shaped my view now on the game and how I'd like to help the young players.
Next week on The Pathway.
We know we're up against the best teams in the country.
No Bournemouth team's ever made it out of the group.
We need to be ruthless.
Surprise, let us sing.